So the DJI Osmo Nano just launched, and in this video, we're going to see how it compares to the established leaders, the Insta360 Go Ultra and the Go 3S. And I want you to pay close attention to the footage comparisons because I've got some blind tests scattered throughout this video that might surprise you. Now, DJI and Insta360 did send me these cameras to test, but no one is paying me money to make this video, and no one is telling me what to say. If this video helps you make a purchase decision, then please consider using my affiliate links below to help support the channel. Now, for those of you who are new to this camera category, we're looking at 3 thumb-sized cameras that completely detach from their control units. So think of them as modular action cameras that you can virtually attach anywhere, but they're typically used to shoot POV shots from a hat or a chest mount, or magnetically attach them to metal surfaces. Now, the DJI Nano is their first entry into this space, whereas Insta360 has been refining this concept for years now. But what immediately stands out to me about the Nano is that it's compatible with DJI's magnetic ecosystem from their action cameras. So if you already own DJI accessories, they will work seamlessly with the Nano. And I actually did a deep dive on how the Osmo Nano fits within DJI's entire compact camera lineup with the Action 5 Pro, the Pocket 3, and the Osmo 360. So Insta360 does have magnetic quick releases, but what drives me kind of nuts is that the Go cameras have their own. So this is the magnetic quick release that works with the X5, their 360 camera, and also works with the Ace Pro, their action camera. So that's great. However, this mount does not work with either of the Go cameras. And then among the Go cameras, there are 2 separate ones. So this is one that is specific to the Go Ultra, but it does not work with the Go 3S. And likewise, the Go 3S has its own magnetic mount that does not work with the Go Ultra. So I do wish that the Go Ultra quick release was just more streamlined, just among the camera models, but also among Insta's other products. Also, for the Go 3S and the Go Ultra, the quick release does attach to the camera unit itself, but it's kind of in an awkward position. So yeah, it would just be a little weird to want to film straight ahead with it, versus with the DJI Nano, the quick release is right here, so when you attach it to their quick release mount, you're good to go. Now, both of these cameras do have a preview screen, but on the DJIs, you just flip up the screen if you want to do selfie mode and flip it back down to shoot from behind the camera, versus on the Osmo Nano, it's a magnetic attachment. So this would be selfie mode here, and then you'd have to physically flip the camera around to shoot in the opposite direction. So a little bit more work to configure the Osmo Nano. Now, when the Insta360 Go Ultra first came out, it got a lot of flack for being a lot bigger and heavier than the Go 3S. So here are those 2 cameras side by side. Let's see their weight comparison. So the Go 3S is coming in at 39 grams, and the Go Ultra, 53 grams. So it is decently heavier. Now let's see where the Osmo Nano comes in terms of weight. 54 grams, 52-ish grams, so roughly the same weight as the Go Ultra. So these guys, in terms of their weights and sizes, definitely on the bigger side. So if you are looking for something lighter and more compact, the Go 3S is still going to be your best bet here. And here's what they look like when they're inside of their action pods. So quick weight test. The Go 3S is about 136 grams. The Go Ultra, 161 grams, and the Osmo Nano, 124. So the Nano is definitely the lightest in terms of the full package. Now, before we get into specs, I want to show you 3 clips. Can you guess which of these 3 cameras shot which? I'll reveal the answers at the end of this section, so drop your guesses in the comments below. Now, looking at the technical specs, both the Go Ultra and the DJI Nano have bigger sensors than the Go 3S, which translates to better image quality and low light performance across the board. The Go 3S caps out at 4K 30 normal video and 2.7K 120 frames per second slow motion, while both the Go Ultra and the Osmo Nano can shoot in 4K 60 and 4K 120 slow-mo. That 4K 120 slow-mo capability produces exceptionally smooth results, and 4K 60 can even be slowed down too. However, sensor size is just one part of the equation. The DJI Nano can capture 10-bit color, while both Insta360 models are limited to 8-bit color. So this means that the Osmo Nano has better color depth, smoother gradients, and more flexibility when it comes to color grading. Alright, time for the blind test reveal. Clip A was from the Go 3S. Do you notice the higher contrast and less natural color reproduction? Clip B was the DJI Nano. Notice that it looks like it has HDR applied, even though there is no HDR toggle. We'll talk about that soon. And clip C was from the Go Ultra. However, all of these clips were shot in standard or normal color mode. If we change that up, here's where things start to get interesting. So the Insta360 Go cameras have these color filters, which are ideal for shooting faces, such as the portrait filter on the Go 3S, and a glam filter or a selfie filter on the Go Ultra. If you use these filters, then it softens the overall look of the shot, and it makes the colors and the sharpness more subdued. Meanwhile, the DJI Osmo Nano doesn't have color filters or an official HDR mode, but it does have optional glamour effects that you can apply in post-production via the DJI Mimo app to sort of Photoshop aspects of your face, like skin smoothness, and even adding makeup. But most importantly, the Osmo Nano has D-Log M, which is a flat color profile that is valuable for post-production work, while none of the Insta360 Go cameras currently offer log color. And honestly, for standard color, I'm leaning toward the Go Ultra looking more natural, but I'd likely end up shooting in D-Log M on the Osmo Nano. But you guys let me know in the comments down below which camera color you prefer. Now here's where things get even more spicy. Low light shooting. Can you spot which camera handles darkness the best? Looking at video resolution, one is clearly lagging behind the rest. Alright, so in terms of low light shooting, the Insta360 Go 3S is definitely at a disadvantage because it does not have a low light shooting mode. So the Go Ultra has pure video mode and the Osmo has super night mode, and they both do pretty well, especially in comparison to the Go 3S. To me, it's kind of a no-brainer here. The Go Ultra looks really good in low light. When it comes to built-in stabilization, all three cameras have various levels of stability. Can you guess which footage came from which camera? I honestly think that modern electronic stabilization has reached a point where the differences are minimal for most use cases. But you guys let me know in the comments if you think otherwise. Alright, Insta360 Go 3S, Go Ultra, and Osmo Nano. We're using the built-in microphones for all three cameras. The camera is roughly an arm's length away, so here's what it sounds like. We do have a little waterfall nearby, so introduce some noise to try to hear the difference and see how well these microphones can isolate a voice. One consideration though is that if you are wearing this camera, it'll be really close to you, so we will go ahead and do that experiment as well. So say I have the Go 3S and the Go Ultra in POV perspective, they're mounted to my chest. This is what it would sound like using those built-in microphones on those cameras. Now I have the DJI Nano and the Insta360 Go Ultra, so if I mounted the tiny cameras to my chest, had it right underneath me, it's kind of like having a lav mic. The thing that I like most about this camera, I mean there's a lot of things I like about it, but one thing is that I can wirelessly connect my DJI Mic Mini, or also the Mic 2 or the Mic 3 transmitter to this camera. So let's go ahead and do that and hear the audio difference. So now I've connected the DJI Mic Mini transmitter to the Osmo Nano. The process was super seamless. It was easy. It's the same as if you're connecting it to any other DJI camera, except now in the Nano they've added in the menu, it's a dedicated mic button, so you don't have to hunt in the settings to find where you want to activate Bluetooth on the camera. But yeah, here's what it sounds like. And again, I can see those audio levels up top, so that just gives me a visual confirmation that my mic is connected. Now, in case you don't know, the main reason why you want to use a wireless microphone as opposed to the built-in microphone comes down to proximity to the camera. Because if you're using the built-in mic, you have to be right in front of the camera. But now with a wireless mic, I'm able to get further away from the camera. I can even be, completely off camera and yet the audio levels of my voice should be equal as long as the microphone is right here under my mouth, which it currently is. Now the Insta360 Mic Air, their wireless microphone, does exist, but it's pretty new, and as of September 2025, it still requires the use of a physical USB-C receiver to connect this microphone with the Go Ultra. And as far as I can tell, it does not yet work at all with the Go 3S. So this limits the wireless functionality that makes these tiny cameras so appealing, but I would think that firmware updates are coming in the future, so be sure to check on that because I'm sure the compatibility of that microphone is going to expand as time goes on. Next, let's go over some of the unique features that each of these cameras offer. Now first, the Insta360 Go cameras offer a free-form capture mode. This is really valuable for content creators who are managing multiple social media platforms because you can choose your aspect ratio in post-production. The Go cameras also have some features unique to Insta360 cameras, like a clarity zoom toggle, which honestly is way too easy to accidentally activate. I do it all the time. And also a pause recording feature, so you can resume recording within the same video clip. One disadvantage to having a modular camera like this is that it's more pieces to lose, but Insta360 has in its favor the ability to connect to Apple Find My, and this works on the Go 3S as well as the Go Ultra, but you can use the same device that you use to find your MacBook or your iPhone. You can use that same technology to find your Insta camera, which is nice. It's very handy for such a small camera, and that is something that is missing on DJI cameras. Now, before we get to a verdict about all three of these cameras, let's talk about battery life and storage. All of these cameras have built-in non-removable batteries that are rechargeable via USB-C. The Go 3S has 29 minutes of standalone battery life, or about 140 minutes in the Action Pod. The Go Ultra and the DJI Osmo Nano have about 200 minutes of battery life. But the Go Ultra only has storage via a micro SD card, while the Osmo Nano has both built-in storage plus a micro SD card slot. So just to clarify, the Nano's micro SD card slot is here in this little pod. It's not in the actual camera. So how that works is when the internal memory starts to run out or you want to transfer it, you can say export from the internal memory of the camera to the SD card. So that's how that relationship works. And while I'm genuinely impressed, there are a few quirks that you should be aware of. First up, the connection between the camera and the dock can be a little laggy sometimes, especially if the camera is separated from the dock. Now, it's not a deal breaker, but definitely noticeable when you're trying to nail the timing. Also, if you connect a wireless mic and disconnect the camera, you lose your live preview screen entirely. Yeah, just to verify right now, wireless mic is not connected. I have a preview. I'm going to turn on the mic, and yep, once I turn it on, the preview goes away. And when I turn it off, the preview comes back. So, look, none of these are deal breakers. I think they're just little quirks that you find as you're actually field testing this camera. So at the end of the day, which tiny camera should you buy? I would choose the Insta360 Go 3S if you want the most affordable entry into tiny wearable cameras and you don't need the latest specs. You could also choose the Go Ultra if you prioritize low light shooting performance and you love Insta360's ecosystem, and also if you want that free-form capture flexibility. Finally, I would choose the DJI Nano if you want the most professional video quality and you already own DJI accessories and/or you need wireless audio capabilities. Which camera performed better than expected in these blind tests? Well, share your thoughts in the comments down below. If you found this detailed comparison helpful, then please consider subscribing for more comprehensive camera reviews. And don't forget to check out my other videos on the DJI Nano's place in the DJI ecosystem and my in-depth review of the Insta360 Go Ultra. Both are linked down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.